Hi everybody, it's me. Wait, why am I saying hi everybody? This is just for Mrs. Thomas. Hi Mrs. Thomas, this is, me. Um, okay, we're gonna ignore that red spot. Okay, so my book talk video, I have chosen my three books, Boy in the Striped Pajamas, Winn-Dixie, and Matilda. And I just found out that Matilda and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory are written by the same authors, and I was like, that's shocking. But we are going to start off on the summaries of each book. I'm going to start off with The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. The Boy in the Striped Pajamas is about a Nazi family that is relocated to kind of run or work at the Auschwitz camp in Poland. One of the boys' name is Bruno, and he, while exploring, he meets this kid on he sees his fence and he meets this kid wearing pajamas, striped pajamas, named Shmuel. Shmuel is is Jewish. And he is in a Nazi death camp, the Holocaust, and the two become best friends. And over time, they talk a lot, and eventually, Bruno decides he wants to join Shmuel in the camp. And at the end, and eventually when he joins, the Nazis decide that, hey, we need to round up some more Jews to kill them. And the Nazis kill Shmuel and Bruno, a Nazi boy. That's kind of the plot and the summary and a little bit of the spoiler of the book. I think it's a good book because it's about World War II. It's not afraid to go into controversial or topics that are not exactly easy to read. For my second book, Winn-Dixie. Winn-Dixie's a book I actually read when I was in third grade. I kind of remember some of the plot. I don't not really, but I know she got a dog, and I know that she goes on adventures with the dog. I actually would like to read this book because I think it would be kind of nostalgic to kind of remember what it was kind of like to read this book and what it was like in third grade for me. It's about I did a little bit more research because, as I said, I did forget. It's about a girl who lives with her father, who is a pastor in a small town in Florida named Naomi, Florida. While she's shopping for, I think, orange juice, there's this dog in the supermarket, and all the employees are trying to catch the dog, and eventually she's like, oh, that's my dog, and she's like, oh, really, what's your dog's name? And the daughter's the girl is Winn-Dixie, then, which is the store that she was at, and she was like, oh, really? But she took the dog home, she kept it her as her own, she goes on adventures with her, she meets new friends, and it's all around a good and wholesome book. For my third book is Matilda, and believe it or not, the movie adaptation of Matilda is one of my favorite childhood movies. I used to watch this movie constantly because I always thought it was hilarious what she did to her father, and all the crap she pulled on them. I probably shouldn't say crap. Oh well. Matilda is about a book where she kind of her family's not exactly the nicest to her. That's a bit of an understatement. I'm going to say that. She when she's little, she's kind of left to her own devices, so she goes and she reads about a lot of books, and she just what do you call it, she reads a lot of books and she gets really smart. She wants to go to school. Her dad's like, no, you don't need to. And eventually her dad sends her to a school with a really mean headmaster, because I think this takes place in Britain, and they don't have principals, they have headmasters and headmistresses. I take that back, headmistress. But she has a very amazing teacher, and she makes some good friends, and eventually she finds out that the headmistress is a stepmother of her teacher and is really mean, and is doing a bunch of horrible stuff to her teacher. She eventually finds out she has powers, and she uses them to kind of get her way and actually make some good in her life. And the ending, she goes on to live with her teacher because she realizes that her parents aren't the best people, and her parents realize, yeah, this might be for the best. So that's what happens. I would prefer, out of all the books I'd like to read, I prefer to read Winn-Dixie first, then Matilda, and then the third, lastly, Boy in the Striped Pajamas, because while I think it would be good for me to read that book, I have heard from people in my family say that book is really inaccurate for our people, for people Jewish people, and just it's not right. So I would be happy to read it, but it's not my first choice. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.